Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Today marks Equal Pay Day, and a day that is dedicated to the raising awareness about the gender pay gap, because women deserve to earn the same pay as men for doing the same work, and that's period, Mr. Speaker. But women also deserve to work in an environment where they are free of harassment and abuse, and one where actions so egregious as these would warrant losing your job. It has been over a month since my private member's bill, Bill 10, Stopping Harassment and Abuse by Local Leaders Act, passed second reading unanimously, Mr. Speaker. We don't have much time left to get this bill passed into the law. I'm urging the government to fast-track Bill 10 through committee so that there's enough time to debate it and vote on it before the end of the session. The Minister of Municipal Affairs has said that this is a non-partisan issue, and I agree. So will the government commit to expediting Bill 10 through committee and back to third reading before we break for the election?
The Government House Leader.
Again, Mr. Speaker, look, private members' business is just that. It is business that is brought forward by members, and they have to have a ballot date in order to discuss that bill. It is something that we work on. Now, again, I say to the member opposite, as I have to the previous member, if there is an opportunity to switch your ballot date with somebody else to bring forward a piece of legislation that you think is very, very important, please do so. At the same time, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
At the same time.
Order.
At the same time, obviously, we want safe workplaces in the province of Ontario. I don't think anybody on either side of the House would disagree with that. That is why we've ensured that we have resources in place to do that. Speaker, I know that the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing has been working with the AMO Roundtable. I know that the Minister of Children and Women's Issue has also been working on this, Mr. Speaker, and we will continue to work with our municipal partners to ensure the highest standards for elected officials across the board, Mr. Speaker, so that all workplaces can be safe.
The supplementary question.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As was noted, I did use my ballot date. We're asking for a hearing at committee and fast-tracking it to approval, Mr. Speaker. The government has consulted municipal leaders on this issue. They were heralded in media across the province for vowing to strengthen codes of conduct, and yet nothing came of it, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
The Association of Municipalities of Ontario supports a mechanism for removal for office. So do Ontario's big city mayors. The City of Ottawa has called for such a mechanism. The City of Barrie has called for such a mechanism. Yesterday at the Good Roads Conference, I heard from the Women's Caucus of Middlesex County that they support a mechanism for removal for office, Mr. Speaker. We are running out of time to get this issue addressed. This is a non-partisan issue. Will the government commit to supporting victims of workplace violence and harassment by passing Bill 10 before the House adjourns for the election? Let's get it done, Mr. Speaker.
Government House Leader.
Again, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Look, we're going to continue to working on issues of ensuring safe workplaces, not just in the days before an election. We've been doing it since the start of our mandate back in 2018, and we will continue to do it after June the 2nd, Mr. Speaker. This is not something that we look at in the dying days of the Legislative Assembly and say, let's bring it to the table now because we want to campaign on it. It is something that the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing has been working on with his municipal partners, with the Women for Children, or for the Minister for Women's Issues, also consulted on this broadly, Mr. Speaker, and we're going to do something that we get right. Now, the member opposite, of course, talks about a situation in Ottawa while he was a municipal councillor in Ottawa. It is a terrible situation, Mr. Speaker, and something that we want to ensure never happens again, Mr. Speaker, but that leadership also can come from individuals who serve on council in communities across the province of Ontario. You don't always have to wait for the provincial government to do something. We have rules in place, we have laws in place, but you should also take responsibility when you have the option to do that.